The Coast 13 is a rather standard 13-inch drawing display, with a similar footprint to other devices in its class, like the Artisol D13 and Cintiq 13 HD. The build quality on this device is good, if not fantastic. I'd say it's a bit creakier than other devices I've used, such as the XP Pen Artist 16 and aforementioned Artisol D13, but overall pretty good. The device itself is thin and light and can easily be thrown into a bag with your laptop without any issues. Connectivity-wise, the Coast uses a single USB Type-C port for data and power, and a mini HDMI out that connects to your PC via a standard HDMI connection. It does not require an external AC power source. The connections for the cables are on the right side of the device though, which can potentially get in the way of a mouse if you're using it on a small desk. Things get interesting on the left side of the Coast 13 though. It has two groups of 4 hotkeys, which have arguably the best tactility of any Cintiq alternative I've tested. Nested between the set of keys is a jog dial for easily adjusting canvas zoom or brush size, with a center button that allows you to toggle between the two. Overall, this is one of the better hotkey setups on a Cintiq alternative that I've tried. The display on the Coast 13 is pretty good, a 1080p IPS display, which is to be expected at this point. The screen is glass, but it has a matte coating to help cut down on reflections and provide a bit of extra bite for the pen, which I personally really like. Viewing angles on the panel are great, and while the color is good, they seem to be a bit warm out of the box. I can't calibrate it professionally or give you an sRGB or Adobe RGB value because I don't have a calibration tool, but the panel itself is in line with other tablets I've used and didn't cause me any issues. The pen included with the Coast, however, is fantastic. While plastic, it feels incredibly rigid, and the subtle taper lets it rest very comfortably in the hand. The pen features are typical of this category, 2048 levels of pressure with no support for tilt. However, this pen is battery-free, and it also has an eraser, which puts it ahead of the pack of Wacom alternative offerings. The pen is enclosed in a nice case with a magnetic clasp, which also stores 6 replacement nibs. Actually using the Coast 13 is a pleasure. The driver's installed without any headaches, though it threw me for a bit of a loop in the beginning because it doesn't run in the system tray like every other tablet driver I've ever used, so you have to launch it from the start menu after initial installation, and it contains no settings for the display itself, so you have to go into Windows Display Manager to set it up for multi-monitor use. After that though, you're good to go, Parblo offering the basics like a pressure curve editor and hotkey mapping. No surprises. Drawing too was great. Tracking proved to be very accurate out of the box, and it passed the ruler test with no issues, there only being the smallest bit of wobble at slow speeds. When drawing naturally, I didn't notice any issues. Inking with the Coast 13 in Clip Studio was very natural. The only minor complaint I'd have is that the initial activation force to make a mark was just the tiniest bit too high for my taste, so if your work requires extremely light touches, I might recommend a different device, but for the vast majority of people, I don't think this will be a problem. Overall, the Coast 13 is one of my favorite devices to come through the studio, and an easy recommendation. If you prefer matte displays, rely heavily on hotkeys, and especially if you work out and about a lot with a notebook and don't have easy access to an AC adapter, this is an easy recommendation. Until next time, I'm Tom Oliver, and this is Rebel Pixels, reminding you guys we might be indie. That doesn't mean that we're alone. Catch y'all in the next one.